What's up, Glowliners? Get ready for a rapid-fire news blast. We're diving deep into the shocking assassination of political activist Charlie Kirk and the massive outpouring of grief. Then, prepare to be chilled to the bone by Charlie Hunnam's terrifying transformation in Monster, the Ed Gein Story. We'll also cover the powerful student-led vigil honoring Charlie Kirk at Indiana University, and dissect the critical debate around free speech on college campuses in the wake of Kirk's death. Stick around, you won't want to miss this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. A nation in mourning, Charlie Kirk's legacy honored. Hundreds gathered at the prestigious Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. for a memorial service and prayer vigil, a poignant testament to the life and impact of political activist Charlie Kirk, who was tragically assassinated last week. The scene was one of profound sadness, mixed with a fierce determination to honor his memory, with attendees dressed in black and displaying symbols of freedom. Top political figures, including House Speaker Mike Johnson and former Trump administration officials like Caroline Leavitt and Tulsi Gabbard, delivered powerful remarks. Johnson spoke of a dark shadow cast over the nation, while Gabbard reflected on the profound global impact of Kirk's relatively short life, urging attendees to consider how they are maximizing their own time. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt emphasized Kirk's belief in family as the greatest legacy, and Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. shared a deeply personal reflection on grief and resilience, likening the whole left by a loved one's absence to a space that one must grow larger around. The overwhelming response from the public, with lines of mourners stretching long and the venue reaching capacity, highlights the significant influence Charlie Kirk wielded. Many expressed a shared sense of loss and a renewed commitment to the principles he championed, demonstrating the deep resonance of his message across the country. But the tributes don't stop there. The impact of Kirk's assassination is sparking crucial conversations nationwide. Next, we're heading to Indiana University, where students are taking a powerful stand. Charlie Hunnam becomes pure nightmare in Monster, the Ed Gein Story trailer. Prepare yourselves, because Charlie Hunnam has undergone a chilling metamorphosis into the infamous serial killer Ed Gein for the upcoming Netflix anthology series, Monster, the Ed Gein Story. The newly released official trailer plunges viewers into the heart of Gein's horrifying world, amplifying the series' promise of being the most harrowing installment yet. Ed Gein's gruesome legacy, which served as the inspiration for cinematic masterpieces like Psycho, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Silence of the Lambs, has long been considered the blueprint for modern horror. Early glimpses showed police investigators disturbed by the horrors within Gein's home, hinting at the depravity to come. Now, the full trailer exposes Gein's nightmarish reality, featuring graphic depictions of his murders and his disturbing practice of wearing the skins of his victims, a chilling visual that Hunnam embodies with terrifying authenticity. Hunnam's meticulous research is evident in his chilling mannerisms and vocalizations, bringing the Butcher of Plainfield to life with a visceral intensity. The series continues the Monster franchise's tradition of delving into notorious true crime stories, following the massive success of the Jeffrey Dahmer story and the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. Monster, the Ed Gein Story promises to explore the isolation, psychosis, and all-consuming obsession with his mother that drove Gein to commit his perverse crimes, forever altering the landscape of horror cinema. This deep dive into a notorious killer is as disturbing as it is captivating. But how are universities responding to the very real threats that arise from such controversial figures? Indiana University students host powerful vigil for Charlie Kirk. In a moving display of solidarity and commitment, over 600 students and community members converged at Indiana University Bloomington for a vigil honoring the late Turning Point USA founder, Charlie Kirk. Organized by the university's own TPUSA chapter, the event transcended a mere memorial, transforming into a fervent stand for the conservative and Christian values Kirk passionately advocated. The evening was a potent blend of impassioned political discourse and heartfelt Christian worship. Speakers included Senator Todd Young, Attorney General Todd Rokita, and Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith, whose words resonated deeply with attendees, many of whom responded with fervent amens. Between speakers, worship music filled the hall, creating an atmosphere of shared faith and reflection. James Chambers, president of IU's TPUSA chapter, declared the event a resounding success, noting it as the largest conservative gathering in recent IU history and expressing hope that it would inspire continued advocacy for free speech. Despite the tragic circumstances of Kirk's assassination on a college campus, students like Olivia Regal expressed a strengthened resolve, stating, "Right now is not the time to be shy about speaking up." The event was held with heightened security, including metal detectors and a significant police presence, underscoring the sensitive nature of the gathering. Senator Young urged prayers for Kirk's wife and children, emphasizing the need for understanding in the face of national tragedy, and called for a return to respectful public argument, a core tenet of Kirk's advocacy. This powerful student response highlights the ongoing debate surrounding political expression on campus. But what are the institutions themselves doing to navigate these complex waters? Colleges must protect speech, not burden it, post-Kirk assassination. The tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk has ignited a critical discussion about safety and free speech on college campuses. While universities are expected to enhance security measures for speakers, a new report argues they must not use these costs as a pretext to silence events or pass exorbitant fees onto organizers, a practice often referred to as the heckler's veto. Experts emphasize that colleges have a dual obligation: to protect their campus communities and uphold the First Amendment. Imposing security fees based on the potential for disruption or the controversial nature of a speaker's message is seen as unconstitutional, effectively taxing speech. The Supreme Court's ruling in Forsyth County v. Nationalist Movement, 1992, is cited, which prohibits government actors from imposing fees based on subjective judgments about the hostility a speech might create. Instead, universities are urged to adopt clear, content-neutral regulations for events and to base security decisions on verified specific safety concerns rather than speculative assumptions. Recommendations include implementing viewpoint and content-neutral regulations, using strategies like increased security or moving events online before considering cancellation, and training staff to properly apply these standards. Furthermore, colleges are encouraged to educate students on the importance and limits of free speech, providing constructive alternatives to disruptive protests. The goal is to foster an open society where ideas can be freely exchanged, rather than one where controversial speech is silenced by the threat of violence or prohibitive costs. These crucial conversations about speech and safety are vital for our democracy. And that brings us to the end of today's news roundup. And that's a wrap on today's top stories. We saw the nation mourn the loss of Charlie Kirk at a powerful memorial, got a terrifying glimpse of Charlie Hunnam as Ed Gein, witnessed students honor Charlie Kirk at Indiana University, and explored the critical debate on free speech on college campuses. Don't miss out on any of our updates. Smash that like button, subscribe to Glowline for more, ring that notification bell so you never miss a video, and tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Plus, follow us on all our socials